Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, guys. You've got Bert, the Herd, and Lanny, your favorite dividend investors here on all of social media, guys. And today, as dividend investors, it's about time that we finally join the discussion and let you know from our perspective as dividend investors, as passive income investors, on what's going on with Bitcoin, our take on Bitcoin, and what Bert and I might be doing about good old BTC, guys.
Smash that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Help us keep growing the channel so we can keep producing investing news, dividend news. And even today, we're talking about something that might not have a dividend income, might not be dividend income producing, passive income producing, I should say. But man, has this taken over the markets? Has this taken over the investing? Newswires has taken over X. It is too big of a story to ignore, and that's why we're going to be talking about Bitcoin today.
Yeah, when you have a 2 trillion market cap in a $3.3 trillion space, a space that's heavily dominated by Bitcoin. And, kind of made the joke earlier. It's like, I feel like we're watching and waiting for New Year's Eve, except we don't know when New Year's Eve is actually going to happen, but we're waiting for this $100,000 price point on Bitcoin,
Yeah.
which as of right now, if we do a quick price check, is hanging around right now 99,102.
Yeah.
So
The chance by the time you watch this video, it's already crossed the 100,000 mark. It wouldn't surprise me if it's well past it, the rate that it's growing right now.
yeah, so it's funny. I was talking to Bert, sharing him just some fun stuff about this time last year in November on the 21st. We're filming this November 21st, about 10:25 Eastern time for those paying really close attention right now. The price of Bitcoin this time last year was 37,422. So it is currently, the value of Bitcoin, or is it the devalue of the dollar? But we'll at least just say the price of Bitcoin from A to Z is up well over 160, 165% right now at the time of this video in the last 52 weeks.
Yeah, and the last month or so after the election has been even more so of an astronomical climb. 47% of that gain has come up in the last month. So pre-election, it was in the high 60s, right around the 70,000, bobbing around there. Now it's obviously 99,000, closing in on 100.
So here we are, guys. I mean, this is what's going on with Bitcoin. Again, if you guys are new to Bitcoin and understanding a little bit about, the Bitcoin and, blockchain, just know that good old the creation of 21 million Bitcoin is the total cap that could be out there. We already know that that number is actually a lot less from so much of it that is lost for probably all of eternity, maybe in a few landfills across different countries. So there's 21 million Bitcoin, and there could or should never be any more Bitcoin outside of 21 million. I know a lot of the questions and debate and, a lot of the just talk, even at work, even in text messages with groups is what's going on? Why is the price of Bitcoin going up? So at least Bert and I are going to give you first just the take on why the price is going up, kind of in 4 points. But then as dividend investors, what's a dividend investor strategy when it comes to Bitcoin, and are we acquiring Bitcoin as well? So Bert, when you think about it, what's kind of like one of the reasons why you hold and store, Bitcoin?
Well, you can't escape the inflation bug, right? You can't escape. That's a major part of it. Along with what we're going to be discussing here after. If you think about it, it's what the new gold, the new hedge against inflation too. So you used to see that historically with gold. When you run into those inflationary situations, you'd see the price of gold go soaring as people worked into that safe haven. You're seeing that here with Bitcoin as we're going through it. And what's happened, I mean, I don't have to tell anyone here about inflation, but we've seen trillions of dollars go into the economy. We've seen widespread spending. We've seen interest rates all over the place trying to curb inflation. You just haven't been able to. And now, post-election, new potential tax cuts coming, reviews of spending, but we'll know how much that happens. So tax cuts, maybe interest rates are going back up. So there's this chaos being caused around the money supply, which is causing people to flock into the new gold of Bitcoin. That's really ignoring the noise. There's concerns about the money supply. There's concern about your purchasing power. So people are flocking into Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, it's a simple math equation sometimes. Your $1 bill divided by infinity dollar bills and more dollar bills that's going to get printed is going to be buying you less.
Mhm.
Whereas if you own 0.11 Bitcoin over 21 million, you know, that's your math. And then so you have less that's outstanding. So that kind of like just again pure, kind of macroeconomic terms
Yeah.
there,
Yeah, but
but
there's also a lot of optimism going into it. There's a lot of momentum that's going into Bitcoin. There's not just the inflationary component of it. There are a lot of people that are saying we're in on it now, Lanny. So what are you seeing? Like what other people, I guess I should say, what other funds are talking about
yeah.
their moves?
So guys, we can't talk about Bitcoin without talking about Mr. Michael Saylor. If you don't know him, please look him up. He's the founder and chairman of his company MicroStrategy, MSTR, and they've just been acquiring Bitcoin hand over fist for the last few years and really been in the news lately because they're raising billions of capital to acquire more Bitcoin. And I think the latest article that came out states that they own around 279,000 Bitcoin, which when you do the math, that's a significant amount of Bitcoin that is, outstanding. When they own over 1% of the total circulation, that's pretty insane. It's valued currently over 27 billion in value. And not only that, but Michael Saylor also has a plan with his company over a few years to acquire 42 billion more in Bitcoin, um, which 42 billion, that's already more than what they currently hold. And there's a funny quote that he is now going to be probably famously known for is, "I'm going to be buying the top forever."
Yeah, I mean, so you're getting a lot of demand, you're getting a lot, and there's limited supply and a lot of demand. What's going to happen to the price? It's going to pop as the transaction's happening. So these aren't small dollar amounts either. You're not talking $5 investments. You're not talking buying the top with $10. You're talking buying the top with billions of dollars.
Yeah, I got billions of dollars with the B. So
Yeah.
so there's a big following of him, and
Mhm.
people know that, and like, okay, let's start grabbing them up as well.
Yeah.
But then obviously Bert just indicated earlier during the first kind of topic, but the third topic really comes into the political landscape for sure. We're not talking sides and where we sit, but just more of, hey, this is what's being said about the Trump administration. One of the first items, and Bert will go into the next one. I'll cover the first item, but he kind of declared Trump. He wants the U.S. to become the crypto capital. He wants Bitcoin to be kind of like one of the superpowers, and he wants the U.S. to control and be the crypto capital, guys.
Yeah, and they want to build their own, what is it, self-custody of their digital assets, if I'm reading it correctly. They want to keep the blockchain. Obviously, the benefit is so the government can't see it. The government can't work through it. So they're working to create their policies. They're working to create different tax laws to protect people from taxation and the government surveillance of it. They really do want to be that tax-free crypto haven.
Yeah, they're trying to eliminate that, capital gains tax
Yeah.
on U.S. issued cryptocurrencies. So that not only, are you being, not to say protected, but not only are you more, I guess, I don't know, pushed to go into that space because of the tax, but now it's more advantageous to own the U.S. based cryptos, which because cryptos can be created anywhere, but I have to go back, but Ethereum and Bitcoin and many other coins created, in the United States would then have a little better tax haven.
Yeah. So that was obviously the third one. This fourth one has actually been happening already in the scenes over the last few years. Um, Access to buying Bitcoin without having to go through like a Coinbase, having to get your own wallet has become significantly easier. You've seen a lot of large mutual funds. You've seen a lot of large ETFs. There have been a lot of institutional adoption of Bitcoin related ETFs that you can buy into. So they're also making it easier for people to buy in, where Bitcoin can be owned by these large institutions and then
Oh
equally
yeah.
dispersed out to the people. So it's another way that they're creating more demand for a product that has limited supply.
Yeah, I mean, Bert's being bashful there. I mean, when you think about just the opening it up to the institutional investors and then waterfalling it down to the retail investor at your workplace, at your, again, what's in your pension if you have one, those pension assets might get allocated to these ETFs in Bitcoin and crypto. So that is obviously money is flowing into it, and that no matter what usually pushes prices upward. And we are seeing a lot of that. Kind of to summarize,
Mhm.
again, the value of the dollar is going down. Michael Saylor and many others are buying Bitcoin by the billions. The administration that's coming in wants to be the crypto capital and wants to, move the caution tape from, we'll call it just cryptocurrency, but specifically Bitcoin. And I believe the U.S. even had plans to acquire a ton of Bitcoin. They have a ton already because of seizures. And then, as Bert said, just the ETF and mutual fund space with the billions and billions and billions of dollars that are flowing into it from there. And especially as advisors might be even recommending to make it 1 to 5% of your allocation. So it's exiting either cash, the bonds, or the equity portfolio and flowing in to a Bitcoin ETF or mutual fund.
Yeah.
So big reasons why the price has surged and tripled in the last year.
And a big reason why we can't ignore it and why we can't not talk about it on our channel, even though we have dividend focused, we still have to cover the major news of what is going on in the investment sector.
No, exactly. And I mean, we've gotten quite a few messages about our take on it. And instead of just messaging the people back individually, it's like, hey, let's just put out a video. So here's our take. Here's our take. It's there. It's in your face. It's hard to not. I mean, Bert knows I've been texting him, every day about like, hey, 85, 87, 90, 92. It's just like, wow. Bert, what's kind of like your take on it? What
Yeah.
what are you doing about it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously watching it. I haven't been buying. I'm just waiting to see how things shake out. Um, I haven't taken the same approach I've taken with other like with my SDHD where I'm buying every week. I'm just sitting on the sidelines. I'm watching. We'll see what happens here. It's been an insane run up, but that's what I'm doing. What are you doing, Lanny? And then I'll give we'll give a little caveat at the end too.
Yeah, obviously, yeah, I'm not like converting my dividend stock portfolio. Again, we're dividend investors. We want to get to financial freedom. We want the income, the passive income that, the dividend stocks and ETFs that we own to provide. When it comes to Bitcoin, I'm doing currently $1 a day, in an account, $1 a day, guys. Nothing significant, and $5 on Friday. So, and it's truly like on a Saturday and Sunday as well. So we're talking probably somewhere around $50 a month out of my own pocket is going into there.
Yeah.
And then I do a few free fun apps to try to get to $3.33 a day by doing some free stuff. So that equates out to about $100 extra a month that goes into there, just not of my own money, but just out of, spending mindless time when I'm either watching a Browns sad football game or something like that, just to acquire a little bit, just to have a little taste of, what's going on, have some exposure to it. Again,
Yeah,
it's going to be probably 0.1% of the overall pie.
throw a link to the app down there below if anyone wants to just check it out and
Sure.
see, like have some fun with it. But um overall, again, Lanny's putting small amounts in every day, using an app to get free rewards, free coins, so he can trip over, so he can earn it, get into his skin into the game with Bitcoin without actually putting his cash into it. The one thing I
Yeah.
guess we should mention on here is obviously the one thing that makes I feel like coins unique compared to everything else, it goes up fast, goes down fast. So like we're not saying jump in, we're not telling you what to do. We're just watching what's happening. We're watching what's monitoring. We each have our own strategies for what we're doing. But if you are going to do it, if you do leave this video and you want to say, hey, I want to get some exposure, just remember you have to know the risk that you're getting into. And this is a very volatile asset, and Bitcoin has proven that over time.
Yeah, and there's plenty of videos out there about how to store your
Yeah.
cryptocurrency or your Bitcoin. I know the fun comment always is not your keys, not your coins. So just always remember what to do from a risk standpoint,
Yeah.
guys. We're not here to provide advice or how to do
No.
that.
No.
Um,
And there is
so
risk. Like we do want you to know that leaving in here. This isn't a risk-free type of investment, but it's a major one that has a lot of tailwinds behind it.
yeah, so let us know what your take is on Bitcoin. If you own BTC or if you own something else, do you own it directly, indirectly? Also, any recommendations on cold storage, let us know. And Bert said we'll put the link. I use a couple apps. I use one big app that again allows me to get some free Bitcoin. Pretty much throughout the day, every day. So it's been fun just to do it without my own money. I
Mhm.
mean, who doesn't want to do that? So we'll throw it down there.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And what do we need to tell the people out there, Lanny?
Oh, you guys are either with us or you're against us, Jack. That was Bert the Heart and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. Over and out.